guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new and haven't subscribed, then please subscribe because it's really nice and it'll really help me. And also please like the video if you do like it. I'm just saying now so we can get it out of the way with, so we don't have to say it at the end. And yeah, so today I know if you are subscribed and if you do watch the videos that I post on my channel, you'll know that at the moment I'm like sort of halfway through a switching from iOS to Android series. However, I'm just going to put this video in there, and I know it's a bit late in the grand scheme of things, but I just wanted to put it in there because it's quite important. So yeah, I'm going to be discussing GCSE results today and GCSEs in general on the new specification like 2018. So if you are in year 10, 11 or 12 in 2018 or 2019, then you will know a lot about how the GCSEs have changed recently. Thanks to Michael Gove, who we do not like, we basically have harder GCSEs now, which are very similar to how O-levels used to be, which is what a lot of our parents would have taken. Basically, they are more challenging and gold standard exams. This is basically the government making exams and GCSEs in general harder because apparently they were too easy and too many people were coming out with A's and A stars. They changed them, made them harder, and because they did it so quickly, there weren't many resources available. Like there was like one sample paper per subject. There were like no past papers other than my year group had one English and one maths past paper, and that was it. And nothing else. So really, if you did your GCSEs this year or last year for English and maths, this year for everything else, you pretty much were in the dark for everything because you didn't know what the paper was going to be like, you didn't know how hard the questions were going to be. And with the limited amount of resources like textbooks, you really did not know what to expect or what to learn. So I know some exam boards brought out textbooks and revision guides, others didn't, and it depends on subjects as well. Like I did EduCAS as part of WJC, and I did that for food tech and the sciences, and I did triple science higher. And basically they had a food tech textbook. It was like massive, like thick 400-page book. However, they didn't have any science revision guides or textbooks, which was really annoying and stupid because it meant you had to go back to the specification and tick off every little thing and then go and find it somewhere. Like you had to Google it, you had to like look through other revision guides and textbooks and all sorts, and it was really long way and really hard way of revising because it was just so time consuming. But yeah, so that was basically what we were dealing with, and we had to, but hey, it did kind of work out in the end for a lot of people. A lot of people did really well. So yeah, now I've kind of explained it all, I'm going to go on to the grading system. So we are now on a 9-to-1 grading scale, where 9 is basically like a new grade, it's like an A star star, and a 1 is an F, I'm pretty sure. And I think you can also get unmarkable or unclassified, but I'm not sure. As far as I know, 1 is the lowest, but there could be another one. So yeah, basically 1 is an F, 2 is an E, 3 is a D, 4 is like a C, and then this is where it gets complicated. So 5 is like a C plus B minus, 6 is like top of a B, like B plus, but just under an A, so kind of like a B plus A minus grade. 7 is where it evens out again, that's an A. 8 is pretty much an A star, and 9 is an A star star. So for the 9s, they're like pretty much you're getting 95% or more in your exam. Like they're for like the really top bracket achievers, like the very few that are really talented and that really know what they're doing basically. But yeah, that's a super hard grade, so don't be expecting loads of 9s because they're totally different from the old A star. Like before, people could be like, oh yeah, I'm expecting like 5 A stars and then 5 A's. You can't do that anymore because 9s are higher than A stars. So you could be like, I might get 1 or 2 9s and then some 8s and then some 7s. So yeah, you basically just have to rethink it all. And getting an A isn't bad. An 8 is an A star. But a 9 is like the next step up. A 9 is for the elite, as I already said. It's for like the supreme like people, basically, like the super intelligent people. So yeah, do not be demoralised because grade 9 is so far out of reach for a lot of people. But yeah, you never know, you might get a grade 9. I didn't, but hey, some people do. So now let's get into the bit about the actual results themselves. So as you can see, you can get this A4, A3 envelope, and it has your name and your address on the front of it on a label. And it'll change depending on which school you go to on how they do it. But I think this is pretty much how they do it in most schools. Some schools email the results, some you can get online, some, I don't know, but like, that's what I know of. And our school, you had to collect them from this envelope in like the front hallway at the school. But yeah, so pretty much you get this, and different schools put different stuff inside. And also teachers do find out your results the day before you. They find them out on the afternoon on the day before results day. So they will already know what you're getting at 24 hours before you. So yeah, that is kind of annoying and kind of like nerve-wracking to think about, but don't worry, like, it's fine. You can't change it, they can't change it. It's just them seeing how you did. You open them up, and inside you'll have a different page, like a different piece of paper for different exam boards. So you'll get different exam boards for different subjects. So as I did, all of mine were AQA and EDUCAS. You'll have ones from OCR, EdXL, CCEA, I think it is. I'm not sure about other exam boards, but yeah, there are a bunch of different ones, and you'll have a piece of paper for each of them. And on your piece of paper, it will have your school, your date of birth, your name, your candidate number, which you wrote on the front cover of all your exam papers when you did them. And then it will have like your subjects, which tier you took, if you took like a higher or foundation tier, and then the code for the paper, which is basically that long number underneath, like say English language, it will have that long number underneath. They have that there as well. And also a lot of them will give your raw mark as well out of how many marks the paper was out of. So I'll read you mine. So this is my EDUCAS sheet, and I did biology, chemistry, physics, higher tier, and I did food tech, and that's just an option, so it doesn't have a tier, but yeah. And then for biology, I got 64 out of 120 and 32 out of 60, so that was paper 1 and paper 2, and that was a grade 7 in total. Chemistry, I got 57 out of 120 on paper 1, 29 out of 60 on paper 2, and that turned into a grade 6. Physics, I got 51 out of 120 on paper 1 and 36 out of 60 on paper 2, and that turned into a grade 6. And then food tech, I got 85 out of 100 for paper 1 and 82 out of 100 for the coursework, and that turned into a grade 8. So I basically got A in biology, A minus in chemistry and physics, and A star in food tech. And that was EDUCAS, so it's a summary of the results. You don't actually get your results certificate until a lot later, but that will all come in time, and that'll have your that'll be your certificate with your grades on it, but these are your grades as well. But this isn't a certificate, this is just a sheet of what you got. So yeah, it'll all come in time. And then on the AQA sheet, it has the same thing. So I got, in religious studies, I got an 8, which is an A star. In English language, I got a 7, which is an A. In English spoken language, which doesn't technically count as a GCSE, but it is still kind of a qualification, I got a distinction, but everyone has to do that, and you can get pass, merit or distinction. I got distinction. French, I got 7, which is an A. English lit, I got a 6, which is an A minus, and in maths, I got a 6 as well, which is an A minus. So I really wasn't expecting to get all of my GCSEs because I did so badly in the exams. I remember guessing everything in French, literally everything in like physics and chemistry, and I honestly thought the night before, I was up till 4 in the morning panicking, I honestly thought I was going to get like 4 or 5 GCSEs, and after all of the effort that I put in, I revised for like 6 hours a day in Easter, and I put in so much effort, and I tried so hard, like harder than I've ever tried for anything in my life for these GCSEs, and I was just so panicking. Like I was like, okay, I wasted like literally 2.5 months of my life working, I'm not even going to get anything to show for it, They were so hard. This is ridiculous. Help. I'm like actually full on panicking. I was literally panicking for 12 hours. Like it hit me at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, the day before results day, until I went to sleep that, oh my God, these are my results. But seriously, do not worry about them. There's nothing you can do. And if I could like go back a few days and tell myself like to calm down, I would. I'd be like, listen, shut up, sit down, breathe in, breathe out, eat something, drink something, you'll be all right. Like, there's nothing you can do anyway, so really there's no point to panic. But yeah, so they're my results for you. I passed everything. I got 9 GCSEs, basically ranging from A- to A star grade, and I'm really proud of them. I didn't think I'd do this well. No one thought I was going to do this well. My teachers didn't, my family didn't, my friends didn't, like, I didn't. I remember making a list of what I'm likely to get and what I want to get for each subject, and I actually like did better than all of my predictions and my teacher's predictions. So yeah, do not worry. If you put in the work, you'll get the grades. If you don't put in the work, you won't get the grades. Like, you have to properly concentrate revising. You have to, like, Easter holidays, don't even think about going out. Like, I had probably, I think I had 4 total days off in the 2.5, 3 week Easter holidays. And that was it. Like, I had 4 full days off of doing nothing, and the rest of it I worked. Some days you can't get your head in the right zone, so you'll only do 2 or 3 hours work. Other days you'll be stuck in the zone and you'll do 12 hours. Like, I literally remember working at one point. I started at 9 in the morning and I finished at 9 in the evening. I think I had a half an hour break in the middle of the day. So when I say I did 5 or 6 hours a day of revision in Easter, I probably did a bit more than that. However, some days I took totally off, some days I did barely anything, and some days I did tons and tons and tons. So that's probably like kind of an average in Easter. But yeah, so that should be good. If you revise the whole of Easter, you should do fine. However, I would also recommend starting your revision in the February half term and possibly even in the end of the Christmas holidays, or just not revise properly in Christmas holidays. Just refresh yourself. Read through like your exercise books or read through your notes or whatever, because honestly, just refresh yourself and keep it in your head. It'll be so much easier when it comes to your actual revision in Easter and in study leave and in the half term between the first 2 weeks of exams and the last 2 or 3 weeks of exams. Also, how they do that is they spread the exams over pretty much 5 week period, with the first 2 weeks, then you've got half term to kind of have a little bit of a breather but also keep revising for the exams you've got afterwards, and then you've got 2 or 3 weeks depending on what subjects you do after them. I remember for this year we had all of our really intense exams, so we had English Lit, maths non-calculator, and I think also maths calculator, one of the maths calculator ones, and we had all of the long science papers, so the 2-hour ones, and there was history and geography I think as well for other people, and we had RS as well. So basically all of the long kind of essay subjects and the long papers we had before half term, and then afterwards we obviously had English language and the other maths calculator one, so they were big ones after, but that was really it for the big ones. We had most of them before, so we had the second science ones which were only an hour, and I think there were some language exams after half term, but I'm not entirely sure. So yeah, I could be wrong on how it worked, but that's just what I think and what my experience was with it. But don't worry, it's scary and you'll panic, and honestly you'll lose your mental state totally for like 2 months. Everything will be on these exams. But please do not worry. If things don't go well for you in the exam, like, the universe has a plan. Like, if you don't get the grades that you think you deserve, it's either because you didn't work enough or because you weren't meant to get those grades. Like, you were meant to do something else in your life, and the universe has a plan for you to do that. I genuinely do believe that you'll get the grades that you need to go where the universe wants you to go in the future. So I got these, which I'm really proud of because I worked so hard for them. And I know a lot of other people who worked slightly less and didn't do as well, slightly more and did even better. And just, I'm not a clever person. Like, I'm not set one for stuff. Like, obviously I'm doing triple science higher and there's no sets for that. It's just kind of like classes for that because it's the same course. And also options, you don't really have sets, but in English and maths you do, and also in some subjects where there's higher and foundation, you'll be split into higher and foundation classes. But I wasn't set 1 for maths, I was set 3 out of 5. I wasn't set 1 for English, I was set 3 out of 5. French, I was middle set pretty much my whole school life. So I was basically an average student, like I wasn't special and I couldn't fly through these GCSEs without working my ass off. And I also didn't need to panic and worry and like stress so much that I didn't know anything and that I found them really hard. I was just kind of in the middle, so I had to work hard to get good grades, but I didn't have to like lose my shit to pass, basically. And it's also 10 times worse when you're waiting for the grades. You think in your head like, oh my god, I failed, I can't do this, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. But do not worry, it will be fine. You will get the grades that you need. If you don't, you can always resit English and maths, and anything else you can probably redo in other places. And there's always stuff you can do. If you don't get into college, there are always courses that you can do at home. There are apprenticeships, if that's suddenly what you want to do. You can change your A-levels. You can do B-Techs instead of A-levels. You can do A-levels instead of B-Techs. You can do anything. And also, you're probably watching this around April, May, June, July, August time, because obviously that's when you're going to be searching like GCSE results, like live reactions and talking about them and stuff, and are GCSEs worth it? Like, that's when you'll be searching them because your brain will be on it and you'll be like thinking about it a lot. But honestly, do not worry, it will be fine. Just focus on you more than anything. That is something that I would say. Focus on your own mental state. Do not go mad and do not drive yourself insane over these grades, because seriously, like, you're gonna be alive if you don't do well, okay? You're not gonna get, okay, I'm not saying that you're not gonna get kicked out, but you're very unlikely to get kicked out of the house if you haven't done very well, okay? You've still got family and friends that love you, and you're still going to do totally fine in life, even if you don't get the grades you deserve. The universe has a plan, and if you're a good person, and if you're doing everything you can, and you're still going for it, rolling with it, you'll be good to go, okay? Trust me, you will be fine. So that's been quite a long video. I only meant to do like a 5 or 10 minute video, but hey, I've just rambled on. But yeah, I wish you all the best in your GCSEs, and I'm sure you'll be fine if you put the work in. Like, I was worried because I put the work in, I didn't think I was going to do well, but I did. And it just shows that you get what you deserve. Like, if you've worked really hard, you'll get a good result. So yeah. So I hope you enjoyed the video. As I already said, like and subscribe. Please do if you enjoyed the video. Comment down below if you're really worried about GCSEs and you need me to like talk to you or anything, because I was really worried too. I love getting comments from people and replying to them and all stuff and all of that kind of thing. And yeah, it's just comment down below, and yeah, hope to see you again soon. Bye.